Hey folks, welcome back to the next video in this series. So I said I was going to work on the inventory UI, and I may do that, but before I do, there are a few things that I need to address as far as multiplayer goes. I'm not going to get everything working multiplayer right at this moment, but there are a couple things I need to do, and one is in the player controller. Um, in the player controller, I have player controllers. If you don't know how multiplayer works, player controllers run on both the server and on the client that owns that player controller. And so there's a couple of problems in my player controller because of that. One is that all of this code that initializes the input and the UI should not be running when it runs on the server, but it is currently. It's running on both the server and the client, and this code in particular does not work properly when it's run on the server. The create widget doesn't fire, throws like some log errors. And then in the tick function, I'm checking for HUD widget, which if it's on the server, it won't be valid. So this code shouldn't execute, but I still feel like I should wrap that in a check. So I'm going to put a couple checks in here. And what I'm checking for is that I don't have authority. So if has authority is false, that means the code is running on the client. And so if it's running on the client, I want all this code to execute. If it's not, I can just ignore it because I don't need it at all. Same thing goes for right here. And now that I've done that, I'm going to compile. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to compile this, and I've made some changes to my settings. I did a bunch of digging and found the settings that I needed to to modify to make my when I run in the editor to make it run a lot better. So this should be a lot simpler to test than it was prior to this recording. Before I changed those settings, I was trying to test multiplayer. It was basically impossible because my machine was just it was, the frame rate was so slow that it was impossible to do anything. So finally got that fixed up, I think. So we'll take a look once this finishes compiling and see how it runs. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 2 players, and I'm going to demonstrate another problem that I need to fix, which is, you can see that mace sitting there. I'm running, both of these are clients, so they're running as though they're connected to a dedicated server. So I'm going to click on this mace with player 2, and you can see it disappeared. It got added to my inventory, but you can still see it on player 1 screen. And the reason why is because in the player controller, again, this code is executing on the client because it's input. So it's executing, this code is executing on the client. And so when I destroy that actor, it's only destroying on the client. So what I need to do to fix that, and this is going to be a somewhat temporary fix because I'll probably change the way the inventory works once I really get into the multiplayer heavily. But for now, I'm going to create a function called destroy item actor, and it's going to take in a T object pointer a badger item actor, and we'll call this item actor. And then I'm going to create another method called server destroy item actor, and I'm going to make it a U function, and I'm going to call it server reliable. So what I've done is basically I've created a server RPC. Now, because I made this a U function, I can't use TObject pointer. I have to use the old school pointer type. So now I've got a destroy item actor and a server RPC destroy item actor, and I'm going to generate definitions for these. And what I'm going to do is right here, instead of destroying the actor, I'm going to call this destroy item actor and pass in item actor. And then in destroy item actor, I'm going to check whether or not I'm on the server. So if has authority is true, again, I'm on the server. And I am going to destroy item actor. And if I don't have authority, I'm going to call the server RPC. And pass in the actor. And then in the server RPC, I'm just going to call right back to destroy item actor. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to call destroy item actor. It's going to be on the client, which means it's going to fall into this else. It's going to call the server RPC. And now that I'm on the server, I can call destroy item actor, and it'll go into this if logic, and it'll destroy the item on the server. At least that's the theory. I'm gonna go ahead and compile that, and we'll see what happens. While that's compiling, I'm gonna look at my skeleton of this character, this UEFN mannequin, and see if it has sockets set up for its hands. And it looks like, yes, we've got, well, actually this is a bone. I don't see any sockets. So I think oh wait, here we go. Okay. You know what? Let me. Yes, this is a bone. Interesting. This skeleton is different than UE5 mannequin. I haven't really ever looked at it before. No, okay. This just must be something that's new on all of them. I haven't seen that before. At any rate, I'm gonna take that away for now. And we'll look at that in a minute. So let's see my compile. I've got an issue. $144. Oh, it doesn't like that. I guess I need to cast it. Let's see if it likes that. It's a strange error. I wouldn't have thought I would have needed to do that. T to bool. Oh, there we go. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Start that compiling. So what I'm going to end up doing is when I add this item to my inventory, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to equip it. And the way I'm going to do that is I've got these, I've got this primary slot here, which is where it's going to go. If we look at this equipment slot class, I'm defining a type, so I can use that to sort of tell that weapon belongs in this slot type. I'll probably just hard code it for the moment, but what I do need to do is I need another property and so when something gets added to the primary slot, I need to spawn the actor and attach it to the skeleton. And so I think the way I'm going to do that is with a socket, or maybe since those bones are already there, I can just do a bone name. We'll see how that ends up working out. That's going to be the idea. Okay, so that compiled. Let's run this. And now that, oh, I've broken my animation somehow. What in the world? How did that happen? Oh, it's fixed now. Interesting. Whoops. To move my character so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna click it. It doesn't like that. Hang on. There was some weirdness there when I clicked it, so I'm gonna try that again. Let me relaunch the editor. Okay, I relaunched the editor and I compiled the code that adds that little check in. So move this guy out of the way so I can see. And click. And it did not destroy. It did not pick up. Did it do anything? Let's see. Stick a breakpoint right there. Click. It's not destroying. Oh, whoops. Did I just click on it? Oh, no. That was me clicking on the floor. What in the world? Why is it doing that? Alright, one more try here. What in the world? I wonder if it's because I recompiled after. One more try at relaunching this editor. Okay. There we go. Okay. Item actor is there, and it's gonna destroy it. It's gonna call destroy item actor, which will come up into here. And there it is. Destroy. But it did not destroy it. It's still sitting there. Is it there in both? Interesting. So it's like it's not replicating that. So maybe I need to destroy it both, or maybe I need a multicast. Maybe I just don't have replication turned on properly. Let's take a look at that. Hmm. Okay. Compile that. I may need to replicate some properties too, but we'll see. So the compile is done. Let's see what happens here. Get rid of these breakpoints, and it's still sitting there on both clients. So let's take a look. Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna need to get lifetime replicated props. Okay. Down here, we're gonna add virtual void get lifetime. There we go. Lifetime replicated props. Generate that code, and we're gonna add a line, 2 lines here actually, because I think I replicated both of those. Yep. So static mesh and item asset do rep lifetime. A badger item actor, and what did I call static mesh and item asset? And include that macro, compile that, and give it a shot. Okay, now let me run. And it's still not going away. Let me make sure it's actually getting added to the inventory. I'm not sure that is. Yeah, I don't like the looks of this. Oh, there we go. Okay. It is working. All right. Interesting. So it's definitely getting added to the inventory. It's just not getting destroyed. I wonder if I should. I mean, I can make a multicast method that cleans it up. Let me do that. I feel like I shouldn't have to do this, but let's give it a try anyway. If I come into Badger Player Controller, let's do another U function, net multicast, reliable, void. There we go. Net multicast, destroy item actor, and when it gets destroyed from the server, there we go. Alright, let's see what this does. If this doesn't fix it, I may give up on this for now and just try to move on to something else so I can keep moving forward, and I'll see if I can dig into why that's not working. I'll bet it's because of the way the ownership is working here. I'll bet this does not fix it. Okay, let's just give this a shot and see what happens. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. I think the problem is that the ownership of this item is not, it's not owned by the server. So I'm going to relaunch. I'm going to dig into this a little bit. There's probably just something simple I need to set. Bingo, found the setting. So this checkbox was checked, net load on client. So if you uncheck that, or if you check it, the map loads on the client with the item. So you end up with the item on every machine. If you uncheck that, it appears to spawn it on the server and then replicate it. So now that that's unchecked, I click on it and boom, it disappears on both screens. That's exactly what I want. So that's perfect. So now that doesn't take care of all my multiplayer stuff. I've got a lot of other multiplayer issues to deal with. One is I want the inventory to be initialized and on the server, and when you add an item to the inventory, I want it to add the item on the server. I want the server to be the authority for the character and the character's inventory and everything about it, so that at any given time, so let's say if I wanted to make an MMO, right, I would want the server to be able to periodically, every 2 or 3 minutes, I'd want it to save the state of the player. And in order to do that, I would have to have the server needs to be the authority. So I will have a bunch of changes to make in this inventory component. I'll have to come and replicate everything. I'll have to change the way the inventory initializes. This code right here currently runs on the client, which is not what I'm going to want, obviously. This code here runs on the client. So there's all kinds of things that I'll have to fix. But right now I'm happy with where it's at. What I want to have happen now is I want to equip an item. And what I think I'm going to do here temporarily is when you pick up the item and you attempt to add it to the inventory, I'm going to do just some quick little hard coding here and say if item dot item hang on, let me look at my base item asset. We've got item type here, but it's not, none of this is public. Normally I would make getter methods for all of these that I need. I guess I should do that. For now, let's just do, the only one I really need is item type. So there we go. That's easy enough. So we're going to add that, and then in here, I'm going to check. Oops. If it's a weapon, which it will be, and if this primary slot dot let's see, equipment slot. Where's equipment slot? This needs a public method also. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to do this. You know what? Let me just. No. Okay. When I equip the item, we're equipping it into a slot. Okay. So we've changed that definition. So we'll get rid of this one. And now we can call equip item, and we're gonna put it in the primary slot. And this needs the pointer accessor. And we need the header definition. There we go. So now we're going to equip the item. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to put the item in the slot. So I need to set item asset. There we go. So we're going to set the item asset. Really, I don't even need. So we're going to set the item asset, and then I need to spawn the item. For now, let's just do that on the client. I'm going to have to make a server RPC here to do this, but just for the moment. Again, I need a getter. Okay, now we have that. And we need to get we need to attach it. I need a reference to the owning character for this component. I'm going to go ahead and put a U property on this because I know I'm going to actually need it. I don't need it right now, but dang it. And I need this is where I'm gonna wish I had some inheritance. So I may end up refactoring my character stuff here, but for now this will be a Badger player character. And we'll have a set. Okay. So my player character, there we go. Uh, da, 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 Get bone location. Okay, so there's a get bone location. That's what we're going to use. And the bone location is going to be the F name of this the equipment slot. So and I'm going to have to add another method for that. Okay, so we got a method for that. I can't get the rotation. Yeah, I have to have a socket if I want to use the rotation. Okay, well, let's see what happens for now if we just use the location. So this will be location, and then we'll do F rotator 0 rotator. There's no way this is gonna work. I'm gonna have to rework this, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and compile this and just see. There's no way this is gonna work right on the first try. I changed way too many things just then, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've got all kinds of issues here. All right, let's see. That's one. No overloaded function could convert all of the argument types. Not convert argument to. Let's see where I'm at now. Probably still have plenty of stuff to fix, but let's see. Maybe not. These are the same error repeated over and over. Base item asset line 38. Whoops. Typo. One more try. Still. I wonder if this is not kosher. Let me do this just as a test. I don't understand why that's not working. Okay, I made a couple changes. I just needed to add the template in. So that's what that looks like now. So I'm going to compile that. I think there's a good chance it works this time. This is the problem with changing so much code at once, is I always end up with a stack of errors to fix. So let's see what happens now. Okay, looks like it worked. Let's see what actually happens. I think there's 0 chance of this actually working, but yeah, let's see. Add item to inventory, get item asset, failed. Add item to inventory, get item asset. Oh, yeah, okay. I haven't actually defined those slots yet. I could do it in code. Well, let me see if I can set it in the editor. Probably should have done it in code, but since I'm already launching, I'll see if I can set it in the editor. Okay, whoa. Got my editor launched. Let me take a look at my player character. Primary slot. Here we go. Yeah, I need to actually use if I want to initialize it here, I actually need to use like a data asset like I did for the items. Instead, I need to, in the begin play where I initialize the inventory slots, I need to initialize, oops. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's do I need some methods. I'm going to be able to set the slot type and the bone name. Okay, so we got methods for those now. need to look up that bone name. Ah, not what I want. And underscore attach underscore R. So I will end up making these equipment slots into data assets so that I can configure them in the editor rather than this hard coding here. But for now, this hard coding will work. I just want to see if I can actually spawn the weapon when it's equipped. That is my only goal at the moment, to finish this up. And really, I'll probably make the inventory slots. I'll probably make those data assets as well, so that I can just configure the whole thing. And then another thing I'm going to have to do is I need all of my characters, my mob, my player character, and my non-player character. I need them all to inherit from a base class, because right here I need this to be a base class so that I can attach this inventory component to mobs or non-player characters as well. So it looks like my build failed because inventory component line 28. It says primary slot hides class member. Add your inventory component, line 28. Yep. Oh, and I forgot to set it anyway. There we go. And I'm going to stop the editor and relaunch because I've changed a lot of code and I don't trust live coding. Okay. Relaunched here. Uh-oh. It did not like that. Okay. Right, when you initialize U objects. There we go. And no, that's not what I want. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, now let me run. It did not show up in my hand. Let me stop and let's set a breakpoint right there and run again. Okay, we're going to equip the item. I didn't set the... It's not getting the bone name properly. Okay, and I also have an issue here. This will never be false with the way I'm doing this right now, but okay. So I am gonna create a socket because that's the way I've always done this in the past. So let's come down here and add a socket, and we will call it actually we'll just leave that. That'll be perfect. And underscore R socket. Okay, and let's go ahead right now while I'm here. Let's save that. And then let's add a preview asset, and it'll be our rusty mace mesh. There we go. So good lord, the mace is huge. Alright, let's save that. And let's recompile this. I think we're getting close now. Okay, it recompiled. So I'm gonna run. Ooh. This is going to be a problem. Oh, check it out. It's not moving with his hand, but it did spawn. There is a problem though, and that is I should return true here. There we go. I need to attach I need to attach it to the component. Let's see. There we go. Little issue there. Forgot get root component. So I got a bunch of cleanup to do here. I can make this code a lot better, but I just want to see it actually work. Those transform rules aren't working right. I think there's a collision problem there. May have to let's see what this does. This is ugly, but this is what happens when you sit down and start coding without any sort of plan whatsoever. You end up where I am in sort of a mess. No, that's not what I want. I may need. Let's see if I have collisions on that mesh, because I should probably turn them off. Light physics is off. Yeah, let's turn off the overlap events. We don't need that. Okay, let's see. No, still not quite right. Maybe. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. If that changes things up. I think that was my issue. Okay. Run. And click. And boom, there we go. Look at that. That is awesome. Okay. I think that is where I'm going to stop. So I now have all kinds of cleanup that I really need to do. Like I mentioned, I really need a base character class that everything inherits from. I need for these slots to be data assets instead of just U objects. There's a ton of this code right here is a mess. Actually, I guess it's not terrible. I just change these to constants. It's not terrible. It's a little bit more verbose than I need. But it works. Anyway, there's all kinds of cleanup to do here, so I hate to make a boring video that's just cleanup, but I don't want to I don't want to write a bunch of code and then not have everyone see how it's done. So in the next video, I'll start doing all of the cleanup that I need to do here. So there'll be a bunch of refactoring, and it won't be a very entertaining video, but it will be necessary before I can move to the next step. I want to go ahead and create a gameplay ability to do an attack, but I feel like before I do that, I need to clean up all of this mess that I've created, all this hard coding and all that stuff. So I think that's what you'll probably watch out for in the next video. Till then, take care. See you then.